Hey. Good afternoon, good afternoon. I probably shouldn't even have gone live. I probably should have just recorded a video and posted it because I'm not going to be on here really long. And if I seem a little winded, I just got home. I had such a great morning. This morning out the house by 7:15. To go down to Blue Cross and Blue Shield to participate in a marketplace for their employees. It was me. There was another jewelry stationery person there. Oh, lots of food was there. A lot of culinary people were there. Like some people did desserts, some were like seasonings. But yeah, it was really, 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 really good, and it was great. What can I say? It was really great. And, okay. I just wanted to say this because, I'm out of breath, but that's okay. And it made me think about, because I had to pack up everything into the car, take it down to the spot, unload it, pack it back up when the event was over, get home, and the stuff is still sitting in my car. I still have to unpack everything that I had for the vending opportunity that I got today. But that makes me, because I'm winded and I'm a little bit tired, it kind of reminds me of running a race, right? And perseverance. And I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about running a race, staying in our lane and staying focused and aligned with God's purpose and not getting deterred for what's going on from the left and the right. But today reminded me of that because and people probably know this, is that when you are a small business owner, it's like an everyday hustle. It's a hustle every single day. Who can I do businesses? Where the opportunities lie? It's an everyday hustle. And so it's a hustle, and I'm in that hustle mode. So sometimes, you have your good days and you sometimes have your bad days, and sometimes the bad days kind of outweigh the good days at the beginning. But yeah, and then to be honest, that's kind of how it's been for me. I've been very excited to be on my own, to start my own business, to go forward into things that I love, that I'm passionate about. But there's a building season, right? When you get started on your business, when you're doing something new, a new business, a new ministry, a new initiative, and a new idea, there's a season of just building. There's a season of establishing yourself. There's a season of where you just have to show up so that you can be in the room, that people will get to know you. And so that's kind of where my season is. So sometimes my days are great. Sometimes my days are a little bit low. Sometimes I'm looking at the cash flow for that month and I'm like, crap, I got to pay the bills. How am I going to pay the bills when the sales have been low? But yesterday and today kind of reminded me, that God is still on the throne. And that he's still going to provide for us no matter what. We just have to trust him. Yesterday, I went to a small business, a small business summit, attended some workshops because I said, I need to brush up on some marketing and PR. Am I doing everything I'm supposed to be doing? And I picked up some new ideas on what to do in my marketing plan. I actually spoke to another influencer. I can't even remember her name, but she's pretty big here in New England. Well, really, she's pretty big. She's gone viral quite a few times. And she literally sat down with me for like 15, 20 minutes going through my social, saying, hey, maybe do this, do that, do this, do that. And and I count that as favor, right? Because here you are a huge social media influencer where people are paying you to show up at their restaurants. You're taking 15, 20 minutes with me to sit down that probably would cost anybody $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to just go through my social media and say, hey, maybe think about changing these things. So I looked at that as favor. And then when I went to go talk to someone else, they did the same thing. That's favor. And then in that same hour, I had went over to Blue Cross and Blue Shield to figure out, could I be a supplier for them? And the answer was no, because what do they need with an author with books and self-publishing? But she invited me to come out to their marketplace today because it's for their employees, where I was able to bring in additional income, network with other vendors, and I even picked up a new client. So sometimes, even though we're not feeling like it, we're feeling low because we've had a bad day. We have to endure. We have to persevere. We have to push through and get to that next level. We have to wait on God when he starts to get things in position, right? So I could have given up last week when I was having a bad week, but I said, let me keep on going. And it might have been at points crawling. On the really ones, I was probably scooting on my stomach. But I kept moving. Even though it was really small steps, I kept on moving just for me to get into this moment. So now my name is in that Blue Cross and Blue Shield database. So every time they do something for their employees, when they're doing appreciation or what they want to say, diversity, bring people in, they are going to call Thea Fielding Low. They're going to pick up that phone, send me an email and say, do you want to participate in that? And another opportunity has been open for me. So I just want to say, keep on persevering. Keep on persevering, because not only that, God is not going to give you something right away. He's not going to say, if you have something that you want to do, he's not going to give it to you the next day. And I mean in terms of a business, a dream or whatever, because he needs to build your character as he goes. He needs to make sure that he doesn't set you up for failure. And that's what we don't want our God to do. We don't want anybody to set us up for failure. You don't want to become a millionaire tomorrow, because what would have you learned? You would burn through that money like, But if you're working hard and it's taking you a couple of years, you're up nights, you're sweating through it, you're trying to pinch, you're trying to pray through, you're fasting and everything, and then you become a millionaire, then you can sit back and say, you know what, I'm going to manage and be a good steward of this money, because you know what, I've come some way, I've learned some things, I've built my character. I have built character, and now I can be a good steward of what God has given me. And then if we keep on going, right, and we show God that we can manage the things that he gives us, he's going to open up more opportunities for you. He's going to say, you were a good steward of what I have given you. Now I'm going to give you some more. So I just wanted to read this one scripture in terms of what it says about character, because I had to look at my character and say, you know what, God is trying to build something in me, and I need to allow him to do it. I need to understand, and I need to trust him. Romans chapter 5, verse 3. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials. God already knows we're going to have issues. He already knows we're going to have problems. He already knows that we're going to have trials. But the thing is, we're moving in victory, right? So we can rejoice in that. We can be happy and know that it's only for a season. It's only for a little time. Work it out. So we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. Our trials, our problems, the things that we go through, our storms helps us to build endurance so that we can run that race. And endurance develops strength of character. Endurance builds strength of character. So God needs to make sure that whatever idea he's given you, whatever ministry or business he gives you, that you have the character. He doesn't need you to run for 3 months, 3 days, and then be like, I can't do this. I can't do this. It's too hard. No. He needs to give you, he's trying to put grit in you. He's trying to give you that hardworking personality. He's trying to teach you how to do well in your customer service, how to communicate with people. He needs to build your endurance. He needs to build your character. And character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. And this hope will not lead to disappointment. And hold on, let me go back and read this again. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character. And character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. And this hope will not lead to disappointment. We've been talking earlier about hope, right? That hope propels us to move forward. So don't be deterred. Don't get scared about the trials, the tribulations, the storms, because we know it's only for a season that you're going to go through this. It's only for a season. But know that it's building you in character. It's giving you grit. What the picture that just kind of flashed in my mind is that when someone's running a race, what do? When they're getting ready? They're down on the ground, knee on the ground, hands on the ground. There's a posture, right? And they look forward, right? I think they look forward. I think one minute they might have their head. I think they have their head down. But when they go on your mark, get set, and that head comes up, it stays focused on the finish line. It stays focused on what's in front of them, right? And then the gun goes, go, and they take off and they're running, right? They got a posture. They have a way that they're moving their body to stay focused on the lines in front of them and the destination at the end, which is the finish line. So the racer had to get to a certain place to get to that point, right? On that track when they're running. They had to build endurance. What were they? Lifting weights. They were eating right. They were out there practicing, building character. Some of us might need to go back to school to get a little bit more education. Some of us need to go show up at a small business summit to get a little bit more training in marketing and advertising. Some of us might have to go get another job, go get a job to learn what God needs them to do, so that when they're on that track and now they've hit the second line or whatever, now they can take off a little bit more, because guess what? They built up the endurance. They've developed that character that they needed, and they can keep on going to finish to the end. And God needs us to stay on track and finish to the end. He needs you to finish to the end, so that that person that you're supposed to minister to, that person that needs your support, that person that they need you to speak into their life, that person that needs you to bring that light into their darkness, you'll be there. But if you give up, if you stop, if we don't allow the perseverance to happen, if we don't endure through the race, if we don't allow this moment to build our character, we will not be able to touch that person that we're supposed to. We're going to have good days, I know. We're going to have bad days, I know. But we have to continue to endure. And we have to know that endurance and that those trials and those tribulations are going to build our character, so that we don't give up. Allow it to propel you. Allow it to give you hope that God has something good for you at the end. And all of it, I feel like it's really just telling us to trust him. Trust him and have hope. Trust him and have faith. Because the only way we can please God anyway is through our faith. So I am refreshed. God has a way of, when we go through our storms, when we have our bad days, if we get to a quiet place in him, we take a little quiet time in him, he has a way of refreshing us. He has a way of boosting our character and giving us hope, so that we can continue on in the race. And I tell you today, I am refreshed, because and I'm thankful to God that he's been building my character. It's been it's been rough. I'm not going to lie to you. But I realize that I'm stronger than I was before. I'm 46. I'm stronger right now than I was at 26. I'm stronger at 46 than I was at 30. I'm stronger at 46 than I was at 36. I'm stronger at 46 than I was at 40. I'm stronger at 46 than I was at 44. So allow God to build your character. Persevere. Don't give up. Continue to run the race and stay focused on the things of God. Don't worry about what's going on the left or right. Don't matter when somebody says that's not a good idea, maybe you should try this. Don't worry about if someone says that's not going to work. Don't worry about if someone says what you're doing is stupid. Don't worry about what other people are saying, as long as God is saying go forward. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So with that being said, I am going to get off my feet because my feet hurt. And I'm going to get me a nice cup of tea. I still have to meet with a couple of authors. I'm going to help them publish their books. And I pray, sisters and brothers, that you continue to endure. Have some grits. Don't give up. Know that it's building your character. And let's trust God together. Okay? Can we put up some hearts together? Can I put up hearts on my end? I don't. How do I? Oh, maybe I can do this. I don't. Oh, I'm touching the screen. I don't know. Oh, they're in my hearts. Let's just put up some hearts real quick before we sign off. Let's just put up some hearts and just thank God for who he is and what he's doing in our lives. And I'm believing that God has great things for you, just as he has great things for me. I believe that doors are going to open for you. I believe that opportunities are going to come. I believe that you'll make it through your trials and your tribulations, and I believe you'll make it through your challenges. I believe God with the great things that he has for you. I believe God when he says that he has a plan for your future, which is to give you hope. I believe him. So I stand with you. I stand in faith, and I'm praying for you. And other than that, I'm going to see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. for our daily devotion. And God bless you all. All right. Bye.